Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Oh, we're going to get going right at 8:30 here, so we got a few minutes. Drop a hello in the chat. Let me know who's here. If it's anyone who's back. If it's your first time, welcome. Going through everything there is to know about Jaydon Hood, going through his film. He's got some fun film, man. You want to talk about probably top 5 favorite film so far, without a doubt, I think. He's got some really fun film. I'm excited for this episode here. Dude can absolutely lay out a guy. My comp for him was Josh Ross. Man, you go back. I remember Josh Ross. He broke 2 kids' arms in one game or something insane like that. Dude just could hit hard. That's Jaydon Hood. Jaydon Hood's fast too, man. Oh, I gotta tweet this out. Give me a second. Need to tweet this out. Copy link address. Go to Twitter. Live. Jaydon Hood highlight analysis. Welcome back, Aaron Bryant. Liked your Ross comp. Yeah, the only thing that pin this to my profile. Only thing I didn't like about that, he just seems faster than Ross. But in terms of his instincts, his hitting ability, I think Ross is a great comp there. Like a true interior linebacker. He just doesn't have, it's tough to say, right? Because how tall was Cam McGrone? He's just not quite the athlete of Cam McGrone. Similar height. I just don't think he's quite the athlete of Cam McGrone. But yeah, I think that's who I said, right? A combo of McGrone and Ross, because he hits like Ross, but he's got better athleticism overall, I think, than what Ross had. That Ross vid you posted makes me excited to see him in pads this year. That Ross vid? Do you mean the Jaydon Hood vid? What Ross vid? Did I post a vid on... I don't remember a Ross vid I posted. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. All right, we're about 30 seconds away here. I don't remember a Ross vid. I don't remember... Yeah, but Ross had a tough year last year, but I think he can bounce back. It was just a rough year for the defense overall, right? So, all right, we'll get going here. Jaydon Hood, guys. Jaydon Hood, a name to remember. I really love Michigan's pickup at the linebacker position. Okay, Aaron, I got you. But yeah, I love Jaydon Hood as a linebacker. Very similar to the guy on campus, Junior Colson. But in terms of what you need to know about Jaydon Hood, guy with some really good offers. Miami was trying to pull him away, given he is from St. Thomas Aquinas. He transferred there his senior year, but he's from the Florida area. So a guy a lot of people were scared that he was going to flip. He never actually got to Ann Arbor to visit. So that was always a concern where will he stick with his commitment, never actually visiting campus. But he's ranked within the top 250 overall in the composite. I love his film. So let's just jump into his film right away here, and then we can talk about comp and some other things. But yeah, he's 6'1", 212 out of high school. And let me pull up my pen. Let's see, St. Thomas Aquinas. They're kind of a baby blue. So let's get that color sorted out here. Boom, right there. That's going to be St. Thomas Aquinas if I need it. And we'll choose a nice pink for the opponent. How about that? Let me move my face. I'm glad I caught it this time. There we go. Make my face smaller. What's up, Let's Toast Media? Maize and Brew, welcome. Welcome to the chat again. I appreciate you guys coming back. Like having some friendly faces in here. Okay, let's go ahead and start the film here. Watch this first one, okay? They don't point it out until like late in this play, but man, this first play, it's just immediate. He's in coverage. He is just a missile, man. Like, there's guys when they tackle, you're like, okay, he's a sure tackler. And then there's guys who like just absolutely demolish people, right? And he is the latter. Without a doubt, he absolutely takes out people. So this one, I'm a little frustrated. We didn't get to see the start of that play, right? Like what he was like in coverage. There's some questions about his overall ability in zone coverage. He looks a little stiff, but man, when he identifies something, right? When he identifies, this is my assignment, this is where I need to come up and get out of my back pedal. As soon as he sees that, he is one of the quickest guys you'll see in terms of his acceleration. Welcome, Charles Jones. Welcome to the live stream, buddy. But yeah, that's another thing. See, he operated as a middle linebacker, so in terms of him getting ramped up on the defense, it's nice that he kind of played that position. There was lots of positive talk about him in that regard, so his ability to be a middle linebacker, he's experienced in that regard. So he can be a commander, right, of the defense. He did that throughout his high school career. So again, he's a guy where you look at him early on in his career, and what do you want him to do? You want him on a straight line. You get him blitzing. You get him in open space. All right? You give him a single assignment and let him just wreak havoc, okay? I'll say I don't remember seeing a guy quite this fast at linebacker on film outside of Devin Bush. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be Devin Bush, because Devin Bush, I think, also had extremely good hips. And I think he has a lot better hips than what we see out of Jaydon Hood. Jaydon Hood seems a little bit stiff, kind of runs a little straight up. He doesn't have that great of a bend. But, man, in terms of his, straight line speed when he's knifing through and coming out of, his shuffle here and coming downhill, that speed right there, that closing speed, that is special. And he does a good job recognizing when it's time to go, right? He's like, okay, it's time to go now. And he absolutely demolishes people. So, again, that's just where you want him to be. You see, he's very quick in his read and react as well, right? There's no waste of movement here. And I like that. So that's his top two things. He has great acceleration. He brings a lot of heat behind his pads. So he plays really fast, and he can react really well. And that's a great combo, right? When you can read and react extremely quickly, and you pair that with great speed and physicality, those are three of your top things you want out of your middle linebacker. Vaughn, welcome. Wrapping up a jam session. Good for you, Vaughn. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Jaydon Hood is fast, man. Again, just watch, and I just like how quick he reacts. As soon as he makes a decision, right? He chooses good angles more often than not, and he's going. He's a guy. You're talking special teams. I mean, sky's the limit, right? On kickoff, he is exactly the type of guy you want on kickoff. Kind of similar to Cleek Hudson, except a little bit more linebackery, right? He would be an excellent special teams player. And if he's not, I think you should always get guys a red shirt when you can, but he may be one of those guys who provides a ton of upside early on special teams. I could see that. This showed a little bit of stack and shed. Right, he takes on, that's a pretty poor block. But I like when he takes on this block here, he's able to keep his eyes into the backfield and then react. So he takes on that contact. Boom, gets off of it, keeps his eye in the backfield, shucks, and gets away from that. So it's always tough with these guys because usually they're too fast to get blocked at the high school level. So stack and shed, you want to see, that's a really good example right here as well. He's able to get his hands in there. Again, he brings a lot of heat, right? So he's able to really deliver a pop to that guy, get him off his body, and then wrap up the legs. So that's another thing. That's what a lot of these guys will have to do, right? Work through traffic and then stack and shed. This one I really like because he didn't bury himself here, right? This is kind of to the backside of where he's at. But he recognizes, okay, don't get too far upfield in the mix here. Keep my eyes in the backfield. And then he knifes through this hole that opens up, right? 67 here, this offensive lineman. Oops, let me do this. This offensive lineman is pushing this guy this way. He's going to wait, shuffle, shuffle. This guy will get out of this hole. And then because he's patient, he's able to knife through while this running back is bouncing out here. So that's good patience, right? It's good react time to get up to that point. Because, again, if he didn't recognize right away and say, okay, I got to shuffle here. I got to, wait for things to open up. If he didn't have that, he wouldn't be in that. It's a tough tackle. It's a shoestring tackle. But he's only there because of his patience and then his quickness after that patience. So it's a good combo. What is this flag? What is this guy looking at? How late of a flag is this? What is this flag? They call that a flag for like targeting or something? Dude led with his shoulder. That's bogus. Look how late he is with that flag too. What a weirdo. Okay. Where is he here? Yeah, look at that. So that change of direction is pretty great, right? He thought about knifing between right here where 52 is. He thought about going right here. But then he redirects really quick once he notices 18. The quarterback is going to the outside here. So does a really good job. And that's quick. That's a good plant. He gets out there really quick. Absolutely demolishes that running back and then gets a hit on the quarterback. So, again, he's a guy kind of like a running back where you always want them falling forward. He's not going to get blocked very often, right? This is a good shuffle right here. He's got outside contain, realizes he's going to the inside here, shuffles in, boom. All right, where are we at? Wow. Man, he just flashes, right? Look how fast that is. He's like, wait. Whoosh. He just gets... I mean, I always like to... When I'm watching film of guys, I always like to describe plays in terms of, like, eyebrow raisers, right? There's always, like, one or two plays that's like an eyebrow raiser. You don't see this guy... You don't see a linebacker going from this position right here and then flashing that type of speed that often. Right there to there, that is elite closing speed. And that's without a doubt his best attribute, his closing speed. Great job here. I made myself smaller this time, Justin. I did. You want me to prove it? That's big me, all right? Made myself smaller this time. Thank you, though, Justin. Appreciate it. Keep me honest. Always do that. Always make me smaller when I start the film. So this is a good job. This is the best, probably the best play we've seen of his stack and shed ability. Okay? And the thing you want to look for here is he getting low, right? Is he able to load up here, use his hands, extend the arms here at the point of contact, and then rip through. He does a good job at all three of that, right? He's still pretty low right here. You can see he's kind of stretching through his body here. Boom, explode upwards. You can see that. It kind of coordinates with his punch. You can see the offensive lineman is affected, right? The offensive lineman is definitely blown off his feet. You can see his arms, like right at this point, they're off the ground, right? He has to reset, and that's because of Jaydon Hood's momentum and the coordination of his footwork. And he got lower, right? He got lower. He got his hands inside, and then he extended. You can see the extension of the arms. And he kept his eyes in the backfield. So that's like the full package there, right? You're going to have to take on a lineman like that. Can you extend your arms at the right time, disengage, keep your eyes in the backfield, and make the play? So that's a really great play. Here he is on special teams again. Him on kickoff team, man. He would be a great kickoff team guy. Or kickoff return. Hell, he'd be great at both. Oh, God. Him on a hands team, watch out. Again, that closing speed, terrifying. I love that we see all this special teams because it's just so much fun. Get out of his way. Yeah, man. I want him on special teams, right? You just want him on special teams. There, good redirect, good punch through the ball here to force this fumble. See that rip through right there? Boom. Get that fist on the ball. Forces it out. Blue team recovers. Another forced fumble here. Good initial reaction. Not a whole lot of wasted movement here. Right? He's like, okay, this is a pass. Boom, let me get out to my assignment. Roll out. Get the flat. This guy somehow makes a pass. He doesn't give up on the play. That's just a good play. You know, nothing he really caused, but hustle. Shows good hustle overall. Here, I'd like to see, he's a little bit lazy here in his coverage. Right? I don't know what the actual call was. I don't know what the hell this safety's doing. Right? What is this guy even doing? He needs to be out here. And Jaydon Hood's just a little bit lazy in his footwork overall. Seems like not something he was taught to do a whole lot. But good on him on not giving up. Again, able to track down the play. So that's just on that other safety, but that's a great play. He's able to kind of knife through traffic here. I like his ability here to, he recognizes where the play is supposed to go. Right, he's supposed to go over here, so he understands this guy wants to get to his outside shoulder, right? He wants to turn this guy, he wants to turn Jaydon Hood this way, because this is essentially where the ball wants to go, right through this lane here. So as backside contain, he wants to ensure that he keeps his outside arm free to ensure that he's able to bounce over to that. So he does a good job. You can see I'll slow it down here. Does a good job engaging with his inside arm here. Keeps that outside shoulder free. And then he's in a good position, right? He beat that guy because he makes that one extra step right here. Boom. I'm going to bounce to the outside a little bit. Offensive lineman isn't able to really get a clear gap here. Now, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you might argue that, hey, this could potentially open up like a cutback lane, right? Like right here, and maybe you're not doing your job by giving up this space, right? You gave up this kind of back cut lane as a part of doing that. You do have additional guys here who should be coming down a little bit harder. So you could argue that. But regardless, he's able to knife through a couple guys here and then gets an assisted tackle. So not a bad job overall. And this is his junior year film, okay? Just keep that in mind. I like his ability to wrap up too. You know, like he brings the hit. It's not just him throwing a shoulder. He's able to wrap up well. And he does a nice like spin tackle, right? That's how they teach a lot of tackling these days, where you wrap up and then you spin, kind of like a rugby tackle. That's kind of an awkward. This is a little bit awkward, right? He's backside contain here a little bit. A little bit of wasted movement here, right? Like what's he doing with his angles here? He's kind of head upfield, then he's going back downfield, and then he has to bubble it out. It's a little bit awkward. If he took that initial angle here, or maybe just took like an extra step or two to just shuffle to his right, say he's a little bit indecisive. I mean, it's not his job, right? Like none of this really was anything on him, and he delivers a great hit at the end of the play. But just some technique overall to improve upon. Here again, like super backside, right? Maybe if he shuffled, he'd be in a little bit better of a spot, but there were some blocks getting out to him. That's a good play. Able to take on that block, fight through it, get the tackle. Wow, man. And again, it's just a thing where probably a missed call of crack block here, right? He didn't really see it coming, but because of just how hard he runs, how hard he's able to play, he's just able to fight through that wide receiver, get a fistful of jersey and track that one down. But yeah, man, I want him blitzing as much as possible. Get him on a straight line path. Good job there. It's a pretty weak block by that offensive lineman, right? Didn't really get much on him. But able to find his way through there. Here, again, get him at full speed, right? Guys will just fall off of him, just like that guy did. This fullback trying to come through, or is that yeah, it's fullback trying to come through. Like, good luck, right? You're just going to bounce off of him. Here he is on a screen. Again, that closing speed. Good redirect of his angle here a bit too, right? He had an initial angle right here, and then he readjusted. Right? So maybe you would like that initial angle to be a little bit flatter than upfield, you know, but good readjustment right there. He understands, okay, I gotta change this angle up a bit. So that's good. You know, that'll be necessary at the collegiate level. Oh, I didn't even realize he had some running back film there. Oh God, this guy's gonna die, isn't he? Oh, terrifying, man. Yeah, I just want to see him on kickoff like all the time. Well, he's got some ups. Yeah, we didn't get any 40 time, no shuttle time, no vertical. If he had a 40 time, it'd probably... Oh, you got to catch that, right? So probably not the best hands. He's in the right spot, but probably not the best hands. If he had a 40 time, it's probably in the 4.6s. Maybe. I don't know. Hard to say, right? Because his acceleration... I'd like to see his shuttle time more than his 40. Because I think his acceleration would really shine in the shuttle overall. And vertical's always kind of a crapshoot. Okay, now we're on sophomore year highlights. I think we already saw this clip, but this is his sophomore year. So that was his junior year, this sophomore year. We didn't have any senior year highlights. There again, good play recognition. Right, he's looking to the outside here for number 4. So you got number 4 in the backfield. He's going this way, and that's going to be an actual give here. So he's going to start shuffling here, recognize it's coming right here, and then he's going to redirect and get there pretty quickly. So, you know, he still runs a little bit stiff. You know, this is back to his sophomore year. But that shows good. As soon as he decides which way he's going to be going, he's usually quick to get there. So his read and react, as soon as he reads, again, right here, look at him, man. He's a missile. He's a missile. An absolute missile. And that's just get him in as many scenarios as this possible. He can stack and shed, but you create as many open field opportunities for him to get to the backfield because he is just so fast. Good patience here. Right. He comes up initially, waits to ensure it's not going to the outside here, shuffle, and then boom, in the backfield. I don't know if it's as much as hips, Let's Toast Media. I think he has decent footwork, but we don't see him like really flipping his hips to run back in coverage, right? He doesn't really like flip his hips one way or the other. I think he has good footwork, not a whole lot of wasted movement. But when I pulled up like Cam McGrone's film, there was just a smoothness to Cam McGrone's film that I didn't really see with Jaydon Hood. Again, it's not a thing that like Jaydon Hood, you don't really want him in coverage all that much. You want him attacking the ball, right? You want him fighting through the middle as much as possible. But like things like this, like his transition through his hips aren't like, it doesn't really stand out to me. But I mean, he's got the speed to go sideline to sideline, right? And his change of direction is fine. Like he can redirect pretty well. I like how he takes on blocks here. Coaches can definitely help him with his hips. It's just about staying low at the right time and working on different areas of flexibility. So coaches can definitely help with that area. And I think it's more of something where if you're not in coverage in a whole lot of scenarios, you're just not going to be as fluid. It's not a skill set that you really had to develop a lot, right? Flipping your hips, that's something that linebackers, it's not always something you're going to be doing. But it's more of like, I want to see more clips where he's like sprinting out to get to the flats, right? Like trying to cover a running back on a wheel route. That's the sort of thing where your hips will really come into play. And it's something where think of like Devin Bush. He could cover a wheel route like nobody's business, right? But it's not something you really want him to do. But anyway, this is him. Good job there loading up. I like how he loads up here and really affects guys. Offensive lineman there in a stack and shed. He could probably improve his hands there a little bit, but he's really willing to do so. This is another clip on his junior film that they included on his sophomore film, or I should say from his sophomore film that we're watching now onto his junior film. Again, man, he's just so fast. And then here he is at running back. He'd be an interesting running back too, man. I'm telling you what. Oh, he's got a little fullback. Yeah, you could see him at fullback as well, man. He'd be terrifying. There, man, he just gets I don't know where he gets the speed from, right? Because he's just kind of like, I'd like to see him shuffle here a little bit more. Like he goes from like flat-footed, really, and then he's just like 1-2, and he's just so fast. He gets to his top speed so quickly. It's really weird. There again, good hack or good block there. Lead blocker on the end around there. Here he is, just kind of blitzing off the edge. Good reaction. I just want to see more pass. We don't see a whole lot of pass. Yeah, okay. Saw a little bit there. Right, he's just kind of falling back into his zone. Good tackle. Good wrap up. Yeah, man. I don't want to say I like him more at running back, but with that, it's very similar. That skill of getting to your top speed quickly, very, very similar. Where a running back has that, and that makes you a really good running back prospect. Same thing that'll make you a really good linebacker, right? Your vision, your ability to read and react quickly, and yeah. Those are things that make both. Okay, this is what I want to see. More of this. Right? Get into coverage here. Get out. Again, right there. This is what I'm talking about. Right here. Flipping his hips. Okay? This is the exact hip flipping that I'm talking about right here. Because that is what you need to compete against this. As soon as this guy makes an in cut, you have to flip from this to this quickly. And this is just an issue, I think, more of him just not realizing how to do this, okay? I don't think it's like an inability. I just think it's not something he's practiced a whole lot. It's not something he's had to do a whole lot. So, yeah, like he gives up a completion there, right? Against a collegiate guy, he's not going to be able to do that. So he needs to just be coached up a little bit better in that ability. So that's exactly where I think he just needs some work. But, hey, he forced a fumble at the end of it. So it's not something that comes, right away. But yeah, man, look at him as a potential running back, right? I still think his hitting ability and his ability to take on contact from a linebacker position, makes him an extremely intriguing inside linebacker. But he's got a kind of a similar skill set that you like to have in more bulky running backs. Oh, God, he's going to destroy this guy. Oh, God, Jesus. I swear, this looks like exactly how I would have reacted in high school if I have Jaydon Hood flying down. Look how fast Jaydon Hood is coming down, too. He'll just be screaming off the right. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Look at this guy's. He's questioning his entire life right here. He's like, why am I here? I just came out of a calc exam. Why do I have to do this? God, that guy's huge. Oh, jeez. We saw that on the junior film as well. Forced fumble. Where is he? Oh, God, there he comes. He thought about jumping there. And the quarterback kept. So good redirection there. All right, last couple clips here. On the outside, working through contact. Able to knife through. Yeah, I really like that roll he does. The wrap and roll. It's a good job there. Yeah, man, special teams. I really want to see this guy in special teams. So, yeah, my comp for him was a mixture between Cam McGrone and Josh Ross. Josh Ross, because out of high school, he was an extremely good read and react guy. He's just very quick at read and reacting. That was kind of his bread and butter. Cam McGrone, just because I think Jaydon Hood has a level of athleticism above Ross. I don't think he's as smooth as Cam McGrone, but I like Josh Ross, man. I think Josh Ross could be drafted if he puts together a good 2021. I think he totally could. So you combine those two guys, right? A guy like Josh Ross, you definitely don't want Josh Ross in coverage, right? Cam McGrone, you're more comfortable with it. Cam McGrone, you're like, he can hack that, right? He can hack it. And Jaydon Hood's kind of in the middle, where you're like, well, I'd rather have him blitzing. I'd rather have him working through contact in the middle here. But in a pinch, I can get him in coverage. So I think he's a great Josh Ross comparison with a flavor of Cam McGrone to his skill set. I'm really happy Michigan held on to him because, like I said, Miami was pushing really hard. It's kind of a bummer for Jaydon Hood that Brian Jean-Marie and Don Brown, the two guys who were really recruiting him hard, that they took off, right? It's just kind of where we are today in collegiate football. Why is my forehead see-through? You guys see that? I just got Hood in my forehead. That's really weird. Okay, that's a little bit better. Don't lean forward or else your forehead will be transparent. But yeah, I think his projection, man, I said in the video, and I'll post the episode in the chat here. I think he could be a really great immediate impact special teams player. I think he could. And there's value in getting him that experience as you ramp him up because the linebacker room is really thin right now. You got Junior Colson, the early enrollee, outside linebacker, already getting mentioned as a guy who could be at the 2 deep, potentially even getting some playing time. And Jaydon Hood's right there. I think he could be right there. Now he doesn't have the benefit of being with the program in the spring like Junior Colson did, but Jaydon Hood's got just as much athleticism. He's already a decent size. I think he could contribute. And again, that, like, regardless of how young or old someone is, that level of acceleration, that closing speed he has, add that in with his physicality, you use that whenever you can, right? Get a package where, kind of like how Michigan did with Noah Furbush as kind of a deep, like as that Sam linebacker, kind of the fullback of the defense, right? To free up Devin Bush. Jaydon Hood's got a similar skill set of, I want this guy on, as my missile. Get him in open space, let him track down this quarterback, and that's what Jaydon Hood can do for you. Yeah, that's a great point, Aaron Bryant. How many times do we see on kickoffs, on punt coverage, Devin Bush just absolutely annihilating people, right? I mean, that was where Devin Bush, people were like, all right, this is going to be a guy, right? Like, sure, it's going to take some time for him to ramp up on the defense, but this guy has a skill set, the physicality, he's got something that we're going to be able to use in our play-to-play defense. Might not be this year, right? May not be right away, but he's going to be a guy. And I think Jaydon Hood has that. And if you see that for a guy, right, if he's on that path, you get him on the field as quick as possible, right? Get him part of your team. Ensure that you get him that game experience, get him involved. And then once he does get that defense down mentally, once he does have a better hold of that, you don't have to, ramp him up on playing time, get the jitters out. He's already been playing on special teams, right? So you eliminate that sort of aspect by getting him a lot of playing time on special teams. So he's a guy who I would actually probably be, like, the more I'm talking myself into this, where I don't know if he'll get a red shirt. I don't think he should. Just because of how thin linebacker is, you want him as much playing time as possible, and you need him for the future. You need him for the future. You need both him and Junior Colson to hit, and the best way to maximize that is get them involved early. Show them that you have a path for them, that you value their skill set. So then it's not, if it's a redshirt year and maybe they were expecting more playing time, whatever, there's no question of that if you can get them involved early. And I think you need to do that with Hood, and it seems like they're kind of having a similar path for Colson. So yeah, I think he's going to play. I think he's going to play, and he's He's in my top 10 of freshmen to watch. He could be top 5. I'm probably going to put together a video on that at some point. But, I mean, you got J.J. McCarthy on the 2 deep. Edwards as a, number 3 running back. Besides that, who do we really see contributing early? Colson has depth probably. Andrel Anthony. Defensive tackles are hard to make an impact right away. So besides that, man, I think you're looking at him as probably one of the five guys of the class that could have an immediate impact. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's probably the case. So that's it. That's all I got. If you guys could like this video, subscribe if you aren't already. Trying to get to 4,000 before the season. We're at 3,800 and something. So subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll have a poll out for next week's episodes. So make sure you check those out either on my Twitter at Stephen Toski or on the community tab here on Twitter. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Fun player. One of the more fun films that I've watched this year, and I think he's going to be a great player in the future. I think he could contribute right away. All right, guys. Talk next week. Thank you guys for coming out. Aaron, Vaughn, Justin, Let's Toast Media, Charles Jones. Thank you guys for all commenting. Appreciate you guys hanging out. All right, take care. Go Blue.